Good morning, good morning, good morning, you dear ones. A pleasure to be here with you, always. And I'm going to try to catch up here. This morning, I've allowed myself some time, but I will have you all caught up this week. So if I don't get to your questions or something, please keep submitting them, and I will. I'm going to try to, like Chris was saying, label these maybe a little better. I guess I won't mention any names with this doctor, but the case against detoxification. Now, this female doctor doesn't know one thing about health. I'm sorry, I won't mention her name, but this kind of crap that comes down here, she hasn't designated what type of doctor she is. Oh, PhD, that's even tough. All right, here's a PhD physician who thinks that detoxification is going to get you, especially with heavy metals and stuff like this. But you could run toxic, you could use imbalanced minerals through your blood and all kinds of oral chelation and crap like that, which isn't true detoxification whatsoever. And this doesn't do anything to the lymph system. This is just addressing the blood, and that's the easiest part of detoxification. But you get crap like this out there all the time. These people don't have a clue, and they're out there giving their opinions like this, and it's their right, but that's the kind of crap that people see. And this lady couldn't cure a dying animal. So this is the sort of thing that makes you sick. I gets under my craw sometimes, so apologize about that. But you know what? Detoxification is the golden key, the only thing that you can do that gives you remedy. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to prove this to you by all these testimonials you're going to see. Some are going to make your jaw drop, and I think that sweetheart with the MS makes your jaw drop, but I've got them a lot far more advanced and coming out of it. So, and we've had that for 40 years. So you couldn't begin to do something like that with chelation therapy. Some people have very serious problems from it. I know a lot of docs getting sued from using it for what they've caused with the liver and stuff. So, you know what? This is the safest way to clean your body out in every sense of the word. All these chemicals in the fruits and vegetables are antioxidants, are protective agents, and this is the best way to go there is, and the only true way to go. Not messing with your blood chemistry with chelation therapies and things like this. I get them in here every day with chelation therapies. They've done 20, 30, 40. I had a man do almost 100 chelation therapies. No relief of symptoms. So, it's a money cash cow, you know. I'm not about cash cows. You got to leave the planet, and your next journey depends on what this journey was. So, now I want to go on here. So sorry about that. That kind of gets under my craw sometimes. Not taking me off my center, but I wanted to address that. These people come on and say stuff like this. Another thing I want to address is Yoga Ranka. Thank you, my friend, with your concern about this, and I understand that, the suffering. And I'll read this because it is a sad thing, and this is true with all types of research. I mean, in the name of research, what we've done to the animal kingdom and humans is disgusting. It is criminal. I mean, I can't even think of a word that to describe the suffering, because it's the suffering that's sad here. However, I want to give a little spiritual insight here and cover this. Yoga Man wrote me the above link. Dear Dr. Morse, is a news article about a mother bear strangling her cub, then killing herself. Not wanting to endure, I don't know how you know that, but not wanting to endure more torture from humans, that I would agree, who kept them from milking their gallbladder daily for glandular ingredients, which you promote for fast healing. How spiritual is that to use one species for another? The suffering part of any creature, but this also includes plants. Let's look at the spiritual thing for a minute, because first of all, this isn't true. I don't know who gets what out of gallbladders, but it isn't glandulars. Glandulars are desiccated tissue. I don't know what, this sounds more like a pharmaceutical, or maybe somebody selling bile capsules. Maybe that's naturopathic medicine. I don't know. Maybe that's moved a little closer to traditional Chinese medicine. I can't tell you why you would extract anything from a gallbladder other than bile. You get a little cholesterol in there, but I don't understand what you would pull out of that unless you're a pharmaceutical company. Let me get you to understand glandulars a little bit. You know, Dr. Lee was a biochemist years ago and really started Standard Process Labs. At that time, Standard Process Labs had their own farms. I don't know if they still do, and they were raising organically raised beef and using humane ways to terminate their life. Now, they were selling the organic meat products, of course, to the health people who liked organic meats, and then they were using the organic glandulars, the glands in the cow, and desiccating them, using them for man's ills, because there are some people with extreme hypoendocrine gland functions that benefit tremendously from this. So this whole process was raised with that in mind. So everything was humane because people with higher consciousness obviously raises things humanely. And I'm going to shift for a minute with that and get you an insight here spiritually, yoga man. Nothing dies in consciousness, and you should know this. Nothing is killed. Nothing. It is the grand illusion of creation. You can't kill consciousness. And this is the outer appearance of atoms coming together. You break them down, and atoms are nothing but states of consciousness. You know, if you look at the Supreme Being, think of it as a gigantic mirror, and then take that mirror and drop it and shatter into untold amount of pieces. That's creation. Still part of the whole, and there's still that mirror, but the pieces of a mirror is creation. And so this is the thing. No matter whether you're looking at grass or you're looking at vegetables, you know, to some, if you kill vegetables and eat vegetables, you're killing life. This is why fruitarian, in their higher levels of consciousness, was thinking the most humane living is to pick a fruit that a plant or tree bears. Matter of fact, the National Fruitarian Society back in the 70s considered anything a plant or tree bears is a gift. Well, everything's a gift. You know, it's all God. There's nothing outside of God. And it's just a level you have to get at to understand what creation really is and the grand illusion of it all. And so understand you can't kill anything. My guts turn with suffering, and I agree with you, this is fair. But some of these procedures are just insane, and I'm 100% with you on this. Sad to see this kind of thing. It's sad to cage any animal. I've seen little fish in little bowls like this. I mean, this is sad stuff. Man, I don't know, that's his ego. An immature consciousness, the human consciousness, very immature, very out of control, and so it's growing, but hard for me to judge that because the Supreme Being has set this all up. So hard to judge anything there, but I tell you, in the higher levels, my friend, nothing dies. You can't kill anything. You couldn't kill me, and I couldn't kill you. And the same thing at every level, even with the plants. But at another level, if you suck right into it, it appears that death is all over the place. If you let it get to you and you look at creation at this level, it's disgusting. Everything eats another. You notice the animal kingdom is full of this sort of thing. Suffering and ripping apart of the flesh of each other. This is creation. Yet, from a spiritual viewpoint, from a higher consciousness, nothing is destroyed. You can't destroy consciousness or energy. It just transforms from one state to another. I probably will freak some of you out, but I've been way back in different life forms to experience what they were like, all the way back to plants. And I can just tell you a lot of things that maybe I'll tell you on the spiritual videos. I don't want to upset anyone, because someone said somewhere where I thought Jesus Christ wasn't divine. Did anybody hear me say that? Boy, you have to listen, and not put your own thoughts in there, I think Jesus Christ was very divine, but I'm going to tell you a little secret. I also think you're very divine. Matter of fact, I think Jesus saw you as very divine as well. You know, I think the problem is that one's ego separates himself from their own divinity. And this is important. You separate yourself from God. You separate yourself from Jesus. Jesus did not do that. If you'll read Jesus' writings, get into the other Gospels, especially the Gospel according to Thomas, and you'll see a much deeper level of what you would really know as Jesus. The four Gospels is nothing, and those are the worst ones. So there's a lot more out there to what Jesus said. But every spiritual giant looked at everything as divine. I look at everything, and every one of you is divine. And if you don't look at yourself as divine, that's your problem. You separated yourself from life, from God. And if you want to have happiness and joy, don't separate yourself anymore. Find your wholeness. Find your understanding that we're all the same. We're all linked. Doesn't matter the shape, the size, the color. That's what makes life interesting. That's why God did that. It can't just be all God. Just imagine if everything was you. You know? Yeah, I'd be bored real quick. So, enjoy that. But we don't do anything like this with glandulars. That statement was wrong, yoga man. And lift your consciousness up, my friend. You're a good man. And lift yourself up, or woman, I can't tell. Lift yourself up a little higher and see that all life is one. That's cosmic consciousness. And understand that in consciousness, no one dies. You only transform your shapes. That's all. All right, enough said of all that. Now let's get to some of these good questions you guys are hitting me over. So forgive me here. I'm not going to qualify this thing on Christianity. Sorry. I am a lover of all the spiritual giants and of all life and of all you. You wouldn't want me as a healer to love just you and no one else. You wouldn't want you to be the only one that gets love from the Supreme Being, right? Now, this is, let's see what this is. The reason I'm writing is because I'm having a particular reoccurring problem, a bit of fear and anxiety, particularly around other people, and I am at loss to how to heal myself. They've been through, working on their spirituality. They've been through a lot of therapists. Well, I believe as souls come in here, you've been on a journey. Who knows what baggage you brought in from other experiences other than the one you're in right now. To think that you come here for 50, 60, 70, 80 years and then that's it, that's not giving the Supreme Being any type of respect for the allness of it or the journeys, So you've been on a lot of journeys, all of you. And so a lot of this can be trauma from the past. If you look at it too close into creation, like we're talking about this poor female bear, that's trauma. Trauma can lock into the astral bodies, the emotional bodies, which is the adrenal glands. They can lock. So when you come in here as soul, it says that God, everything in creation is so precisely tuned that you come into a body as soul that fits your needs of growth and strength. So if you look at your life as a process of strengthening, and if you don't allow yourself to strengthen, you will keep experiencing this thing over and over and over until you finally release it. And this is why we talk about being in the now. This is why we talk about opening. Detoxification is all levels, releasing the emotions, releasing all of this. At the same time now, you're going into your body and you're strengthening those cells. When you strengthen something, it gets stronger. Weak cells that are carrying emotions from the past, release these emotions. Those of you that are going through emotional detoxes, there's a lot of levels to spirituality, and some people call them initiation, some people call them baptism, some people call them detoxification, healing crisis. You can call all these all kinds of names, but they're processes that make you stronger, healthier, and you're going to have to go through some of that. You can go through therapies till what freezes over, but you have to get to you. You have to find your center beyond your emotions, beyond your mind, and beyond the physical body. The problem in getting